We are back here with the William Penn Coaches Show here at Wood Iron Grill. Thank you all for tuning in. Before we get started today, I want to let you guys all know that we have baseball, softball, and lacrosse at home this weekend. Come out and support or tune into Statesmen Athletics to follow along with scores and live stats. We also have a home women's golf tournament this week at Edmondson on Monday and Tuesday. Come out and support or follow along online with the scores. On top of that, our men's volleyball team will be traveling to Grandview to compete in the Hart Conference Finals. So go ahead and cheer them on. You guys can log on to the stream and follow along with everything that's going on over there. We're going to get this started today with our head women's bowling coach, Coach Foster. Thanks for coming back on.
Thank you.
Love having you on because you guys finished off with a very impressive season. You guys went out in the semifinals, but you guys had some really big upsets along the way, taking out number 5, Pikeville, number 4, Kansas Wesleyan, and number 1, Savannah College. You guys ended up losing to in the last round, but those were some impressive upsets. So kind of give us a little rundown of how your team performed there.
Yeah, so to start off the tournament, we knew that match play was strictly going to be on fresh, so we just wanted to see how we did on the fresh. After that, it was like, focus on spares, focus on rotation, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. And we ended up being 12th seed, but it gave them something to work for. Every other time we made match play this season, we were the underdogs. We like being in that position because all we can do is impress other people.
And so tell me, how did your team, how did you guys move on knowing that you guys were the underdogs? You said you had a little bit of experience there. So how did that knowledge of knowing that you were able to come from behind just help them get it done at the end of the day?
I mean, the nice part for us was our big sets were on the fresh. So it was like, okay, we know we did good on fresh, and we know we were one of the better teams on fresh. So that gave us that encouragement, and then it was just like, we're a match play team. Keep doing what we've done. We've made runs in the past. This is the time to do a run.
Okay, Coach. So tell me, what tournament, you talked a lot about the girls were able to come back. They had a lot of grit, had a lot of grind in them. Looking back on your full season, now that it's over, are there any tournaments that you think really exemplified them and really showed that this is a team that comes from behind and they are good at it?
I mean, I don't know if I can say one tournament in particular. I mean, this was probably the most we've been behind. Majority of the time, match plays like top 8 teams. So this one was 12. So this one's probably the furthest, and I would say as a team collectively, this was the tournament that we were most on. So everybody was on. Everybody had a shot. And so as a team as a whole, this was actually probably our best performance. And it was tough trying to make that lineup.
Yes. Now let's give a little shout out to junior Gabby Evans. She was awarded the National All-Tournament team, and she's been a huge asset to you guys, not only while you guys are out there competing, but also as a team leader. Kind of talk about her a little bit.
Yeah, so going into the match play settings, after every game, the girls had a powwow. And it was between Gabby and Evie on who was leading that powwow, who had the right things to say. And our competitors were tough. We had so many games that come down to the 10th frame, and Gabby was our anchor. And when I say she was clutch, her name should be in the dictionary. It was ridiculous. We needed a punch out. We needed 3 strikes. She did it. We beat Pikeville by 1 pin because she struck out on a difficult pattern, on a demanding pattern, and she did it time and time again. I was in awe.
Tell us a little bit about some other girls who really stepped up. I mean, as you said, you guys all competed really well this last weekend, so tell us who else kind of stepped up.
Yeah, I mean, Alexis Lake had a great performance. I think she really needed it as a confidence booster. She started off the season a little bit on the slow side, kind of, knowing that she needed to fill some shoes, but wasn't quite there yet. And at the end of the season, I mean, there was a couple sets where I was like, oh, I really want to put her anchor, but I'm not. She wasn't ready for it. And so I wasn't about to put her in a position where she was uncomfortable. But, I mean, she stepped up, and so she ended up being our 4th bowler. So she would throw the shot before Gabby. And she set up a lot of the games for Gabby to give Gabby that chance to punch out for us. So, and those two, they're a duo. If anybody knows them, they're tied at the hip. So, but they feed off each other really well. So she performed well. Evie really stepped up at the end of the season, and I was glad to see her do that because as a senior, this was it for her. This was her last hurrah, and she really stepped up. Her spare shooting was phenomenal. She made clutch shots when we needed to, and she's our hype person, so a lot of energy comes from her. And she filled the role spectacularly.
And how do you think it helps them knowing that we're the underdogs, we got nothing to lose, we can go out there and just do the best we can and hope for the best?
I think it kept them more relaxed, so they can make those better shots. And fill the frames, and it was just like whatever happens, and made them better spare shooters, better shot makers, and a better team altogether.
Well, like you said, you got a few seniors on the team going to be leaving you after this season. So tell me, you still have a lot of young talent. So give us a little preview of what you think the team's going to look like next year.
Yeah, so we have Gabby Evans, Alexis Lake, they're returning. We have Caitlin was our freshman this year, and she's returning. Madison Ross is returning as well, along with Christy Motier, who stepped up this year. And then we've got some girls that have been putting time in during the off season to hopefully take over one of those spots. And we have some incoming recruits that I've got big ideas for them. So I'm really hoping there's going to be some good competition next year for those varsity spots.
Now tell me, what do you expect from your girls during this off season? I mean, your season's over. You guys don't come back until next fall. So how do you expect them to prepare for when you guys come back and competition starts up again?
So we've had individual conversations with each player about what they want to work on, what are their goals individually, where do they want to see themselves. And so we've set up a game plan, what we're going to do and what they're going to do during the offseason to reach those goals. So they're still doing their workouts, still doing study tables, but now we're laying out the fundamentals of, well, if you want to keep your varsity spot, these are things you got to work on.
All right, Coach, and lastly, just as a program, how are you guys going to be able to build off of the success at the end of this season going into not only next season but future seasons as a program?
I think with that, it's showing the girls what they can achieve. Obviously we had the goal in mind of winning a national championship. Now, we were clearly an underdog for that one, and we didn't quite get there, but it showed them what our potential is, and it's making them want it more. I talked about one of my players today about it, and she was like, I think we just mix it up a little bit, and it's going to push people a little bit more to want it. And so it's almost like you want to stir a healthy amount of competition amongst the team, but without it causing drama.
Yep.
So trying to find that perfect balance of harnessing that energy and putting it and making it drive in the right direction. But I think taking that third place is going to help us a lot. It's drawing a lot of attention to us, and we've had some recruits come out of the woodwork that were like, hey, we want to come for a campus visit now. And it's like, I'll take that.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach. Once again, congratulations on such a successful postseason, and we look forward to fall coming back up when you guys can start competing again. We'll send you guys to a quick break, and we'll be right back here with the Coaches Show.
Hi, this is Michael, owner of the Wood Iron Grill in Oskaloosa on South 11th Street, your home for chef-inspired cuisine. From the delectable food that we serve to our gracious hospitality, the Wood Iron Grill provides a warm atmosphere with panoramic views of emerald fairways and rolling greenery. We're proud to call Oskaloosa home and proud to be awarded the best burger in the state. If you're looking for extraordinary flavor and impeccable service, it doesn't get any better than the Wood Iron Grill. Check out our events and special calendar online or on Facebook. Hi, this is Michael, owner of the Wood Iron Grill in Oskaloosa on South 11th Street, your home for chef-inspired cuisine. From the delectable food that we serve to our gracious hospitality, the Wood Iron Grill provides a warm atmosphere with panoramic views of emerald fairways and rolling greenery. We're proud to call Oskaloosa home and proud to be awarded the best burger in the state. If you're looking for extraordinary flavor and impeccable service, it doesn't get any better than the Wood Iron Grill. Check out our events and special calendar online or on Facebook. Hi, this is Michael, owner of the Wood Iron Grill in Oskaloosa.
We are back here with the William Penn Coaches Show here at Wood Iron Grill with Coach Laird of our baseball team. Thanks for coming back out. So, Coach, you guys had a little bit of a rough week last week. Couldn't quite get it done with Evangeline Baker.
I guess it was rough.
So, kind of just talk about your team's performance there. What did you see out there?
Well, the outcome of a couple games wasn't really what we were hoping or what we expected, but the guys played well, and I think they, especially from the standpoint of the pitchers, we've got a lot of young pitchers, and they really made some strides this past weekend, so that was really good to see. Yep. So we're getting better.
You talked about after the Evangel game, you said the pitching wasn't that great. You said after the Baker game, the pitching was better. The outfielders had some trouble. Hitters weren't as great. So I know you guys are a strong team. You just haven't been able to put it together. So how have you been kind of approaching that?
We just they've got to keep their confidence, and they're young guys, and you really have to keep talking to them a lot and patting them on the back. It's important that they do these things to make steps to be able to compete on this level, and they're getting there. And so I'm happy with what they did this past weekend. They shut down Clark's running game pretty well, which we didn't do that with Baker. We had some really slow release times to the plate, which gave the runners jumps, and they kind of had a little bit of a track meet. So, but they did better. They did a lot better.
And how's kind of the team chemistry been out there? You guys have a lot of older kids as well as a lot of younger kids all kind of working out there. So how are they going to be able to work off each other as you guys kind of approach the second half of the season?
Well, generally speaking, the culture is good. We have good guys. They're good guys. So we don't have problems with culture or anything like that. We just got to keep working hard, man. I mean, the guys really, they have some talent, but we've also got to come through. Some of these guys are older guys, and we really do expect them to come up with some big hits once in a while and not make a lot of base running mistakes, which we did this past weekend as well. We made a lot of mistakes on the bases. We can't do that and win in the conference, so hopefully that improves.
Well, tell me, what have your practices looked like after last week? I know you guys definitely want to tighten up on some stuff, so how have you guys been practicing?
Well, it's a little difficult in and out, with the weather and everything, but, we've got a fairly good routine, I think, established. Today, we made some talking to the guys is huge, and talking to them about things that relate to them. I got the whiteboard out tonight, the old-fashioned whiteboard, and we went through a lot of stuff that, as far as conference games coming up and things that we've got to do, series we've got to, really do well in. And we've got goals at the end of the year, and if we're going to reach the goals, we need to really, start implementing some of those strategies so we can do a little bit better on the weekends.
And what are some of those goals that you guys have laid out for yourselves?
Well, obviously, there's 14 teams in the conference. Only 8 of them go to the conference tournament. And you want to really be – there's 7 teams in the north, 7 teams in the south. You really want to be in the top 3 in each division because the 4th and 5th teams then have to cross-play each other to see who gets to go as a 7 and 8. So you want to be in the top 3 in the north. And normally we've always been there, or we've been at the top. And so this is a little bit of an unusual position for us to be in. So we've got to take care of business, though, from here on out.
Yeah, well, like you said, you guys, 3-6 in conference play, still a lot of games left conference-wise. So I know you kind of you're talking to the kids about we got to get this done. How important really is it going to be for these kids to realize it going down the stretch? And what do you tell them as coaches just to make them realize that they're not out of it yet? You still have a long season left.
Oh, yeah. We're not even close to halfway done. But we really got to, we got to get it done. You win situations. You got to, and these guys they've played a lot. A lot of the position guys have been in there a lot, and they've got to get it done. And that means execution. Execution is vital in offensive and defensive situations, obviously. And we got to make sure we're doing a good job with that. Normally we have done a good job with that, but we've stumbled a couple times. It's cost us some games, but we'll get there. I think we'll get there.
Well, Coach, this week, all you guys have to look forward to is Grandview. You guys get to go play them out on the road. How have you guys been preparing for them, knowing that you guys have a really competitive history with them? Your last games, you guys are 6-0 against them. So, you can. It's a new year. You guys know you can go out and beat them, but how have you been preparing for them?
Well, Grandview's always a big rivalry. Their coaching staff and our coaching staff gets along great. It's not one of those, we hate them type rivalries or anything like that. But both teams want to win very badly, obviously. I did see him play 4 games. I scouted him 4 games and got quite a bit of information on him, I think, that hopefully will give us some tendencies as far as what we, need to do with defensively particularly. But they're a good club. They're a good club, and we're kind of right in the middle together right now. We need to take care of business. But they've got a lot of good talent, a lot of guys. Coaching staff's been there a long time.
And do you guys look at this game as pivotal in any way going into it?
I would say yes. Where we're at right now, we need to do well this weekend to get back where we need to be to get so we'll be able to meet those goals at the end of the year. But yeah, it's a pivotal weekend.
And lastly, kind of just looking forward, are there any other games that are coming up that you think are going to be really big games for you guys?
Oh, not really, just all of them.
Just all of them.
Yeah, we need to really, from here on out, we need to play like we can play, and we need confidence. I talked a lot about confidence tonight with our pitching staff, and like I said, they're growing up in front of my eyes a little bit, and that's good to see. So the confidence factor is always huge in anything in athletics, as you know, and we got to play with a lot of confidence, and I think we will.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. That was Coach Laird. We'll send you guys to a quick break, and we'll be right back here at Wood Iron Grill.
Hi, this is Michael, owner of the Wood Iron Grill in Oskaloosa on South 11th Street. Your home for chef-inspired cuisine. From the delectable food that we serve to our gracious hospitality, the Wood Iron Grill provides a warm atmosphere with panoramic views of emerald fairways and rolling greenery. We're proud to call Oskaloosa home and proud to be awarded the best burger in the state. If you're looking for extraordinary flavor and impeccable service, it doesn't get any better than the Wood Iron Grill. Check out our events and special calendar online or on Facebook. Hi, this is Michael, owner of the Wood Iron Grill in Oskaloosa on South 11th Street. Your home for chef-inspired cuisine. From the delectable food that we serve to our gracious hospitality, the Wood Iron Grill provides a warm atmosphere with panoramic views of emerald fairways and rolling greenery. We're proud to call Oskaloosa home and proud to be awarded the best burger in the state. If you're looking for extraordinary flavor and impeccable service, it doesn't get any better than the Wood Iron Grill. Check out our events and special calendar online or on Facebook.
We are back here at Wood Iron Grill with the William Penn Coaches Show with our head men's volleyball coach, Coach Bentley. Thanks for coming back out again, Coach.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Coach, last night you guys beat Park in 4 sets after going 1-1 with them in the regular season. Talk about how the team performed out there.
Yeah, it was a good match for us. I think what we did really well was they played a complete 3 sets. You know, we lost the first one, but sets 2, 3, and 4 were really good. And the guys did a great job of just focusing the whole way through. I think playing at home always helps, and so playing in front of our home crowd was great. But yeah, it was a good match for us, good win, and we're excited to play on Saturday.
And Coach, talk about kind of the efficiency of your team. They've been really efficient, especially on the hitting standpoint down this stretch. How important is that going to be carrying over into Saturday?
Yeah, right now we have the highest hitting percentage in the country, and so that helps. Never a bad thing to have, and compared to the last couple of years, it's pretty good. So we're excited about it. You know, the guys work really hard, and anytime you could score points kind of at will, it helps. And so we got a couple guys that do a really good job offensively, and it's kind of been our thing this year in terms of just being really offensive when we need it. And so far it's worked out pretty well.
And who are some of those guys who have really stepped up? And I know that you guys got some of the highest percentage hitters in the country. Who stands out to you?
Yeah, Landon Krauss, who's probably our number 1 guy. He's a new guy this year. He transferred in at semester. And then Ike Papes, a junior, who returns he's been here for 2 years. And then probably Charlie Figgies and Eli Hero are our 2 middles. All 4 of those guys are pretty darn good at the net. So yeah, I mean, but Ike and Landon probably are the 2 driving forces for our offense for the most part.
Well, now looking back on your season, you guys suffered some late losses, all pretty close games for the most part. How do you think that's kind of helped the team focus going into the postseason?
Yeah, anytime you have adversity, I think you can, kind of go one or two ways with it. And the fact that we were able to respond last night with a win was really huge. So I think hopefully it'll help us moving forward. We'll see how it goes on Saturday. But when you play tough teams on the road in tough environments, I think it's going to make you better. And that's what we've kind of seen so far. And so even if it comes out with a loss, hopefully we learn something from it. And again, after seeing last night, I think it was good for us.
Well, Coach, you guys head to a rematch versus number 1 Grandview. Last time you played them was on the road. And what do you think you guys learned from it? How do you think you guys are going to be able to go back and want it more than they will? Because I know that's what's going to come down to.
Yeah, I think the nice thing for us is that we really don't have anything to lose. Grandview actually will go to nationals no matter what because they get a host bid. And so we're playing for a conference championship, but at the same time, I think we're going to want it just as much as anyone. Grandview's won the last 6. They're actually the only team since the Hart has had men's volleyball to win a conference championship. So we could be going for some history here on Saturday, which would be fun. And last time they beat us pretty good at their place, so I think we'll be ready to fight back and put up a good fight this time.
So what have you been telling your players just when it comes to the mental game? Like, how do you guys want to approach this game?
The same as every other game. I mean, we want to have the same mentality and the same mindset. We want to take it 1 point at a time, and that sounds so cliche, but in volleyball you kind of have to. You got to make sure you score every point that you can and take care of the ball. But yeah, I mean, nothing's going to change. They're going to go in with a good mindset, and we're going to talk about what we have to do to win, and then from there see what happens on Saturday.
And what about on the actual practice side? Last time you guys went to Grandview, you kind of struggled with the gym, so how have you guys been preparing for that?
Yeah, we actually practiced in the basketball gym today. It's probably the first time that there's been a volleyball net set up in the basketball gym in 3+ years. And it was not fun. The guys did not enjoy it. The ceiling's very low, and it was very loud in there. A lot of things that we don't like. But I think it'll be good for us, and we'll probably go again tomorrow in there. So a kind of a unique experience, but hopefully it prepares us, and we need to be uncomfortable. And so being comfortable being uncomfortable is a good thing sometimes.
And then once again, you're going on the road to Grandview. Last time you were there, they packed the house. Are you guys expecting the same thing for this game?
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing big crowds since that game, actually. Everywhere we've gone, we've seen a big crowd. And so we're used to it. You know, we pipe in some music during practice to kind of simulate that sometimes. And, again, it was loud in the basketball gym today. So I don't think the crowd's going to affect us too much. I mean, last time it was a huge crowd, so that was good. But hopefully we're used to it at this point. So I think we'll be okay.
And when it comes to your fans, you know some of them are going to travel up out there. How big has the fan support for you guys been this season?
It's been awesome. Yeah, it's been so awesome. We're so fortunate, and we really appreciate everyone that's come out and supported all year. I think, you know, playing at home in front of a good crowd, not only does it help you win in terms of, you know, maybe getting in the other team's head, but also it's support for our guys, and it's nice for them to be able to play in front of people that support them and want to see them do well. So yeah, it's been awesome.
And lastly, Coach, just talk a little bit about just how much this team has improved from year one. You guys are 3 years in. You have a lot of the same guys for the most part. So how much have you seen just this team progress?
Yeah, the improvement's been incredible. I mean, the growth from some of these guys, I mean, there was talent in year one, but to see it develop, the guys have worked really, really hard. And I think the training that they've done, the work they've put in on the court, it's been pretty incredible to see. I mean, we're doing things on the court this year that we haven't done before. And it's a lot of things that probably for a non-volleyball person it'd be hard to see. But it's a lot of basics and a lot of fundamental stuff that we weren't maybe as sharp on in year one that we're really sharp on now. And you saw it last night. I mean, we didn't make many errors in general. I mean, the guys work really hard, and that goes back to practices and training and doing everything they can to get better. And that's probably the biggest thing is they've just made a huge step, and we're really fortunate to see it, and it's been good results this year.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Coach. Good luck this Saturday. Again, guys, you can follow along on Statesmen Sports Network if you want to watch the live stream or follow along with stats. We will be right here at Wood Iron Grill with the Coach's Show.
Hi, this is Michael, owner of the Wood Iron Grill in Oskaloosa on South 11th Street. Your home for chef-inspired cuisine. From the delectable food that we serve to our gracious hospitality, the Wood Iron Grill provides a warm atmosphere with panoramic views of emerald fairways and rolling greenery. We're proud to call Oskaloosa home and proud to be awarded the best burger in the state. If you're looking for extraordinary flavor and impeccable service, it doesn't get any better than the Wood Iron Grill. Check out our events and special calendar online or on Facebook. Hi, this is Michael, owner of the Wood Iron Grill in Oskaloosa on South 11th Street. Your home for chef-inspired cuisine. From the delectable food that we serve to our gracious hospitality, the Wood Iron Grill provides a warm atmosphere with panoramic views of emerald fairways and rolling greenery. We're proud to call Oskaloosa home and proud to be awarded the best burger in the state. If you're looking for extraordinary flavor and impeccable service, it doesn't get any better than the Wood Iron Grill. Check out our events and special calendar online or on Facebook.
We are back here at the Wood Iron Grill with the William Penn Coaches Show with our national championship coach, our shotgun sports coach, Coach Heaton.
Really?
They're loving it. So, yes, our shotgun sports teams traveled down to Texas last week, was it?
Yep.
Last week, brought home a national championship to William Penn. So, big congrats. You guys went undefeated in the spring. What does it feel like?
It's another season.
Just another season.
Another
All
season.
Right. Well, tell us, how did your team perform down there, and how were they able to stay in it after being so dominant all season long?
Well, first of all, before we get into the questions, I want to thank William Penn and everybody else. I mean, it takes a huge team clear down under to make all this happen. Athletics, transportation, I mean, everybody. Even clear down to the admissions and financial aid office, it's huge. Okay, so a big thank you to everybody. Big thank you to everybody at William Penn. Another big shout out, and a lot of us don't go there, but my wife, she is the rock star. So, another huge shout out to like our assistant coaches. I mean, because I'm spread very thin, with eight different practice facilities. So my son's an assistant coach. Keith Van Donsor's an assistant coach. But back to your question, the kids, they really impressed me this time, because the first day in American competition, they had 50-mile-an-hour winds. They could have very easily collapsed. My team leaders, Christopher Berkshire Lewis and Brian Bach, have brought the team together as leaders, and they just dominated for the rest of the week. So it was kind of cool to see them grow. So yeah, it was neat down there.
And what was the atmosphere like after you guys walked away with that win?
We didn't know until we got back home. It was like 3 or 4 days later after we got home before we even knew we won the title. So it was a lot of text every day, a lot of emails from people. Nick was on me all the day. What's the results? What's the results? It's like, dude, I'll let you know as soon as I know. ACUI had some very difficult situations they were going through, so we had to wait a few days longer than what we should have. But we did find out that we did take a runner-up in skeet, which is a huge honor to me as a coach, to 95 of the top colleges in the United States. Texas A&M's the only one that beat us. I mean, when we went in there and we knocked off Alabama and them guys, it's like, oh, we got something now.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
So you brought up there, you guys got to compete against those big schools. So Tell me, just give us a little bit of insight of who else was there that you guys were able to compete against, and tell us how big of a deal it is that you guys, a small NAIA school, were able to go and beat teams like that.
Yeah, ACUI Nationals is like the granddaddy of all shooting sports. And there are different divisions, but they also throw you into an open division. And that's where it counts. I mean, Alabama, Clemson, Auburn, Texas A&M, all them guys are there, and you're competing against all these kids, So it is kind of cool, and the really cool thing about it is if you look at the results, Iowa in general, between us and Iowa Western, Simpson, and some of these other colleges, Iowa probably brought the most medals home of any other state. So that's kind of cool to me.
Now, how big is it for these kids to be able to go out and compete on platforms that big?
Several of the kids have been on these bigger platforms. Some of the freshmen were like, oh, this is a little different, When you pull up and you park beside Alabama's bus, and it says Roll Tide beside it, they're like,
get your heart beating a little bit.
Yeah, they got a little nervous.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was kind of cool. It was fun. So.
Now, Coach, talk a little bit about the improvements throughout this spring season. Early on, you guys didn't lose. You went undefeated in the spring, but after the tournaments, you kind of talked about, we figured out what we need to work on, and we're going to work on it. We figured out what we need to tweak here and there to get ready for nationals, and you did. You pulled it off.
Yep.
So how were you able to get that done in the short spring season?
And I got to go back to the team leaders. They brought the team together. Throughout the spring, we worked on that, how every target matters, every discipline matters. The team leaders really brought the team together. I've never seen such good leadership as I did this past week. So if we see that going into next year, it's going to be good.
All right, well then looking forward to next year. You guys only have one senior on your team. You will be returning a good bit of your team.
Actually, I just got word I had 3 seniors. Only one's graduating. The other 2 are coming back.
Perfect.
Yep.
There you go. So going along with that, what are your expectations for next season, especially knowing that you guys just won nationals? It seems like it can't go up from there. So.
No, we do have work to do. And I said that from day one. Bailey texted me and congratulated me and stuff. And the first thing I said to her is, we got work to do. It was a little bit too close for me. I want to go in there and I want to take it all. I'm a little greedy on that, but yeah, I just want it all.
So then looking forward to next season, how do you think you're going to be able to let the kids know that, you know what, we still got work to do. We got a target on our backs now, especially.
I don't have to let them know.
They know?
They know.
All right, Coach.
Yeah, they know.
Well, then let's look. How do you think that bringing home this national championship, what kind of publicity does that bring, not only to your program, but to the school in general? How big is it for Oskaloosa, Iowa?
That's something you ought to ask Nick.
He said it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's going to be great for the program. Hopefully it's great for the community. Hopefully it's great for Iowa to know that in the Midwest, we're here.
Well, I know
We're
you
here.
said you guys still got work to do, so tell me, what do you expect from your kids during the off season? What does that look like?
The 17-hour bus ride home, that's all I heard, is what tournaments they're going to enter, what they were getting together as groups, as teams, and going shooting all these big tournaments throughout the year. I mean, their kids going down to Georgia, Florida. They're going to go shoot the Grand and stuff like that. So they're already making plans themselves.
So how big is that? I mean, you have a young team. We kind of talked about
Very
that
young
already.
team.
And what does that say that you have kids that are willing to put in that much work outside of what's required?
They seen how close they were to the very top, and they're hungry. So I think they're willing to put in the extra work and to do whatever they can to get there.
All right. Well, lastly, I just want to ask you, how proud are you as a coach that you guys were able to get it done?
That's a tough question. I mean, I know we got work to do, but as a coach, it's nothing greater. It's nothing greater. So,
Yep. All right. Well, huge congrats to the entire Shotgun Sports team, crew, and everybody who helped you along the way. That is all we've got for you guys today. But we'll be right back here next week at the Wood Iron Grill for the William Penn Coaches Show.